Sup, you beautiful bastards! I hope you're not having a horrible day. Apart from the lockdowns and the toilet paper shortages. And everything that's happened in 2020. But yeah, so that's how we're starting today. That said, welcome to the Ruymand Show. Buckle up, hit that like button. Otherwise, I'm gonna punch you in the throat. And let's just jump into it. And the first thing we're gonna talk about today is addressing the elephant in the room. That being the coronavirus and the market meltdown. To battle the spread of the COVID-19 virus, most of the major events have been cancelled, and as of last week, all businesses have been advising everyone to work from home, followed by universities shutting down and switching to online studies. At the same time, the governments are making sure that the grocery stores are going to stay open, but that hasn't stopped people from clearing out the counters. I have never seen people fight over toilet paper before. So yeah, this spawned a lot of memes. Now following the situation, we've seen a lot of students go back to their home country. Most of these flights were not in fact empty, but actually full. So as of last Monday, we saw a number of European countries close down their borders. I also had a plane ticket back home to Norway that I decided against. The way to reduce the virus spread is by social distancing. And believe me, I would have loved to be back home with my family. As I am Norwegian Iranian, there's Nowruz, which is actually today.
Haruzetan Noruz, Noruzetan Piruz. Noruz Mubarak.
Eid Shoma Mubarak.
The argument is not that I could survive it, but rather I might carry it to someone that will not. So please stay in and isolate yourself to try to flatten the curve, and here's a demonstration.
To slow the virus down, you need to act as if you already have it. By avoiding public transportation, the office, crowded places, and even small social gatherings, you decrease your chances of both getting the disease and spreading it. This is called social distancing. If enough of us do it, the virus still spreads, but much slower. Over time, many people might still get infected, but fewer severe cases show up to the hospital each day, never overwhelming the system. This trend line gets flatter. These people can all get treatment, and fewer people die because of it. These are the two ways the COVID-19 pandemic can play out. But this one only happens if everyone does their part. And it's why experts and officials are urging people to flatten the curve by social distancing and staying home as much as possible. That could mean the difference between life and death, maybe for someone you know. Overall, it seems like about 1 to 2% of known cases lead to death, but that rate is much lower for young people and much higher for the elderly. After getting infected, it can take an average of 5 to 6 days before you feel sick and your symptoms start to appear. But you can already spread it to people in that period, even if you feel healthy.
I have no clue if the number of China is actually correct. But if it is, they managed to straighten the curve. But then look at the rest of the world.
Welcome to the Filthy Frank Show. If you're feeling suicidal, you've come to the right place. This is not okay. This needs to stop now. This is cancer. This is so much cancer that I can feel the tumors growing on my back. It's time to stop. It's time to stop, okay? No more.
You know, everyone's saying that going into a lockdown, as in like a self-quarantine, is boring. Well, the Italians have it figured out. But I gotta be honest with you, I sometimes isolation is not so bad, you know? So, I mean, who doesn't like this? I mean... Now in other news, 2020 has started with some of the worst crashes we've seen in the history. We have continued to experience some of the worst declines in a single day. As of this video, the market is at least 30% down, as well as oil hitting $22 per barrel. These numbers might not be entirely accurate, but this is what I found. This meltdown did in fact originate from the coronavirus. China is responsible for 25% of the world's production. Most of the companies that rely on this production are the American companies. These American companies stand for at least 60% of the world's market. So when China's productions go on lockdown, these businesses are hit. Not only that, but also all of the airlines and cruise ships are not even gonna go towards that. On top of that, we had the oil price war. We saw that OPEC wanted to limit and regulate productions. However, Russia did not comply to reduce the production, and in response, the Saudis increased their productions, starting the price war. The oil prices went from averaging around $45 to 29, and as of this video, it's 22. And as a result, we've seen some energy companies' stocks dropping by 70%. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. We've never had the market condition we have right now. You know, this time it's different. Countries are going on lockdowns, and everybody's going home and waiting for a recession. And then on top of all of this stuff, then there's the price war. So it's like everything's just in the red, you know? So if you're a long-term investor, great time to buy now. If you're not a long-term investor and you do not have the stomach on being in red, just stay away from investing. Otherwise, if you're a long-term investor, this is the time. You only get like 3 or 4 more of these in your lifetime, so go ahead. And that is where I'm gonna end today's show. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you're new here and you want more, hit that subscribe. But with that said, of course, you've been filled in. My name is Ruymand DeFranco. You've just been filled in. I love your faces, and I see you next time. Go ahead and actually do subscribe and like that button. I mean, subscribe the button. I mean, subscribe the like button. I mean, like the fuck. You know, it's the thing is like, there are always so many things I want to do, but I don't really get time for them. So in a way, this lockdown's pretty good for me, because I could be like, the thing is, I sit down sometimes and just get like a random chord going, like I don't know, what's the most generic, but like half step down, gives it like a little bit of a country. Random songs that I make up while I'm playing some random chords. Everyone's on lockdown time, 'cause coronavirus spinning and knowing. All the flights and cruises are cancelled. All the stocks are dropping like flies, and I bought a lot of those stocks. I'm running out of shit to sing about. Man, all you gotta know is just 4 chords and have this cap on. You can kind of cheat, you know, like. سال نوه من نرفتم به خونه، دارم چطوپت میسازم با 2 تا کورد آهنگ من. سال نوی شما مبارک، دیگه نمیدونم چی کار کنم من. حوصله‌ام داره سر میره هر روز توی خونه. Like seriously, like I couldn't just sit down and build up random songs like خونه من دورم ازت مادر پدر دوستتون دارم.